Hello, I am going to do a video showing how I do my manicure using dip powders. And currently we are in the midst of Corona-19. We are stuck at home, and I know a lot of people here in McKinney, Texas are experiencing the fact that they can't go to their salon and have their nails done. And so a lot of ladies are curious about the nail dipping systems. And so I just wanted to do a video and show how I do my nails. I've been doing the dipping system for about a year now. And so I just wanted to do a video to kind of show how I do them. So I'm going to go ahead and get started. I have one hand done. I was going to redo my nails. This is about a week old. I tend to do my nails every week because I can. And so I was due for a new set, but I'm going to go ahead and just do one hand for ease and quickness. I use nail guards because I do like to change my nails so often. These are Dashing Diva, and I'll just go ahead and show you the box so you can see what they are. And these are nail guards. They can last up to 2 weeks. They go over your nails and it makes removal nice and easy. So I'm going to go ahead and take off the ones that I know fit my nails. And so I'm just going to go ahead and do my usual manicure and just kind of let you see how I do it. So this is for my pinky. Now I do have my family here, so it's possible that you might hear my kids because, well, everybody's home. So with these nail guards, you just push them down. They have a little plastic lip that you take off. And then you push them down. And then you'll take a nail file and you will just file it off. And this is not a step that everybody has to do. If you want your nails to last longer, you would just go straight into your nail prepping, which is dehydrating your nail, and going straight into your base coat and then into your dipping system. This is what I do so that I can easily change my nails in a week and not have to soak them off, because I don't personally like having to soak off in acetone. And so we'll just put these on real quick. And then after this, it'll be a regular manicure. Another product that some people use is called Peel Base. There's a couple of companies that sell that, and it works kind of similar, where you put it as your base and then it makes the removal easier. It's more of a temporary to last anywhere from a couple of days up to a couple of weeks, just depending on how much of the peel base you put on your nails. And once again, it's just how much time you want your manicure to last. I will say that for me, dipping my nails became somewhat addicting. The ease, it's so easy, and for me it's fun. It's nice to have that me time, and I can have so many different styles and so many different colors, and I'm not spending my time at the salon, and I'm not spending the money at the salon, and so I really enjoy it. So we'll just kind of tidy up the edges here. there's that. And get rid of these pieces. Alright, so the colors I'm going to use tonight are this color called Got Milk by Double Dipped, which is one of my favorite companies to get dipping powders. And Hear No Evil by Double Dipped. Got Milk is it's like a translucent white, and Hear No Evil is a gorgeous gold mix of flakes and gorgeous glitters. And I start by using Double Dip's clear. I have a big jar of their clear that I use, and in order to not contaminate the clear, I put it into different little containers. And so I have some that I use as my top coat over glitters, and some that I use over my solid colors. So this is what I use for my base underneath my colors. So I'm going to use that first. And so I'm going to take my base liquid. I'm using Triple Vitamin. So we're going to go ahead and just jump in and get started. So I'm going to start and I always generally start with my pinky, and I start at the half nail and we just dip it. Michaela has it. And then you just tap it off, and then we'll move on to the next. You want to make sure you don't have too much liquid on your brush, just enough to get where you need it. We'll do about the half and just do one strip down the halfway mark. Just kind of scoop it in there. We'll do that so you can kind of see it. We'll do that there. And this is kind of just helping build the apex of the nail. Just kind of see that. We'll go to our thumb. And then we're going to use a big fluffy brush and just kind of brush those off. Now we're going to go in, and this time we're going to go just shy of the cuticle with our liquid. You want to make sure you do not touch your cuticle, and you do not touch your sidewalls, ever. If you do accidentally touch the cuticle or your sidewall, what you want to do is take an orange stick and kind of just drag it along the sides, and this will give you a nice clean cuticle line. Okay, we'll go to the next one. And it's a good habit to go ahead and use the cuticle stick on after each dip. That way you just make sure that you get a good, clean cuticle line. And we'll go to the next one. There we go. And then there's my cat. She's going to probably be loud and annoying. Let's see. There we go. Whoops. Looks like I got something on that tip. Looks like there was something in my powder on that one, so we're just gonna pull that little piece off. There we go. And then we got our thumb. Make sure you tap it off. And there we go. And then you just brush it off. Alright, and there is your base of clear. So we're going to go ahead and move this to the side because we're done with that for now. Alright, so now we're going to decide what I'm going to do with my two colors. I think I'm decided that I wanted to do the Got Milk, which is a translucent. It's very similar to this look that I have right here where it's white, but you can see through it a little bit. And then this is, I did a swatch stick where I was kind of experimenting. And I think I want to do a look where it's got the corners dipped, kind of in like a little angle. So we're going to give this a try. It's going to be an experiment. So I'm going to do a base of all of them with Got Milk. So we'll go ahead and do that first. And so what I'm going to do is I am going to start with a cupcake liner, and that is in case I accidentally spill anything. Now what you want to do with your dips is you want to go ahead and just kind of roll them, and it just kind of mixes up the powder. And then we'll go ahead and take off the cover. So you can see this is a beautiful white. So we'll go ahead and do that. And then we will go ahead and get started. And I'm very careful not to touch the cuticle or the sidewalls. And I'm just turning it, my finger this way because I can see a little bit better on this side. And then I like to lay my finger on top of the powder. And then I shake it. So that's my first coat. And so we'll go ahead and take the cuticle or the orange stick and we'll just go around the nail. Let's make sure we've got a good amount of light so you can see what we're doing here. So don't need much. And one of the great things about double dipped powders is that they are so soft, you barely have to file after you lay the powders down. After you activate, there's hardly any filing that's needed, and that's fantastic. There's some brands that you have to file and file and file to get them smooth. Double dipped is not one of those at all. So we'll go ahead and apply our base coat. And I'll just go ahead and lay it in the powder. I learned about laying the finger down in the powder when I was working with glitters, and then I realized it was so easy and worked so well every time. It just became a habit that I started to do every time. So we'll move on to the middle finger. I like to shake the little jar to kind of flatten the powder before I dip into it. Kind of just gives you that level powder to dip into, the level surface. Okay. So then we'll go to the pointer finger. And then if you do get anything on the sidewalls, you can use your other fingers to wipe it off. Because anywhere you have liquid is where you're going to get powder sticking. There we go. Okay, and then we have our thumb. Now with your thumb, it's a little bit different because you can't lay it flat. And so with the thumb, I tend to kind of scoop it. Lay it and scoop it. There we go. And then you still pat it down. There we go. So that is our first coat of the Got Milk. So we'll let the thumb dry here for another minute, or at least another second or two. So we'll take a look and see how that looks. brush off that thumb. All right. So now, let me think about how I want to do the little edges. I think I'm going to go ahead and go in with the Hear No Evil. We're going to give this a try. So I'm going to grab this. We're going to give it a gentle roll. These have flakes, so I want to be extra careful because I don't want to break the flakes up. Let's see. I am going to use this. Let's see. I need a little scoop. I'm going to use this to scoop. This is going to be an experiment for us. Okay, I think we're gonna do this and this one. So we'll do this one first. Excuse me. We'll see how this turns out. So we're just gonna see how this design I have in my head turns out. The way I'm envisioning it, let's see, I think I need a little bit steeper on this side. Let's see, there's that. And then from there, I'm gonna scoop my Got Milk over it on the other part that's still wet. And I'm doing this into the cupcake liner so it'll collect. What doesn't stick to the wet. Base coat. So we'll give that a minute to dry. And then we're gonna do the pointer finger. So we'll give this another try. Of course, now is not the time to start shaking. Okay, give this a try. Go in at an angle. Go in at this other angle. Do we like that angle? I think I want this angle a little bit more. All right, and then we'll go with the Got Milk. Pour it over. We'll see how that turns out. All right. And then in my head, I was gonna have these two with the cool pointers, and then I was gonna do this middle one with the Hear No Evil, a full nail of Hear No Evil. So let's go ahead and do that. We will take the extra here that's in the cupcake holder, and we're going to just pour it into this jar. So kind of saved it. And we'll set that to the side for now. So we're going to take this and we'll take a look and see what we think. So here, let me brush this off real quick. Alright. So we're going to do this. And then we're going to lay it down into the powder. And then we're going to tap it off. And we're going to use our orange stick. And just go along the cuticle line and our edge. And then because it's a glitter, you can kind of tap it with your finger just to make sure nothing's sticking up. This particular glitter, there's nothing chunky in it, but if you have a chunky glitter, you would want to do that because some chunky glitters will stand up and you can just lay those down. Okay, let's go ahead and we will cover this one up and brush off those other two and see how they came out. See. All right, well, it looks like we did not get very much of an angle. So I want to try it again to get a sharper edge, a sharper angle. Oh, I put the wrong cap on that one. So we're going to try this again because I want this one to be more of an angle. So we're going to try this again. So let's see what we can do. There we go. And then there's a hair on that one, whoops. And we'll pour our got milk. So now I feel like we should do the same thing over here, just for a little bit more of an angle. And then I'm gonna leave the thumb and the pinky. We'll just do one more layer of got milk And we'll leave those two with just the got milk on them. So we're gonna do the sharper angle and the sharper angle here. That's much sharper, perfect. And then we will do the got milk. And then I will put the got milk lid on. And then before I pour that back in to that got milk, I'll make sure there's no glitter in that. So I think we're good with the Hear No Evil. So we will pour that back in. Because I'm just going to do one layer of that on the middle finger because I feel like that's plenty. I am going to do one more layer of the got milk on the thumb and the pinky though. So I will go ahead and do those two. That one got broken.
Oh. Is it fine if I ask from Kayla if I can get the charger?
That's fine.
Even if her iPad's lower than
No. There we go. That's going to be a good look. I like that one right there. Perfect. And then we'll do the thumb. You gotta love this kids wondering where chargers are for iPads. There we go. And we got that one, and then with the thumb we kind of do the scoop. Perfect. All right. So for me, for nails that have art, which is what I consider the glitter, I like to cover those with a coat of clear so that when you file, you're not filing off the art or the design that you just put on. So I'm going to cover those in clear. Let me dust these off and we'll see how those came out. Whoops. I got this flakes flying away. There we go. That looks good. I'm gonna like that. Got my cat howling. Alrighty, I think that looks good. So we will finish this up so we can see how easy it is for you guys to do this. So we're gonna cover this in clear. Now for the clears, I have the big jar and then I break that up into, here, I'm gonna let my cat out real quick because she will not be quiet. All right, so I have my big jar that I break up into little jars. And so I have one that has clear with glitter. So I do that one for my glitter nails, and then one for clear for my clear nails. So I'm gonna do the clear for the nails that have no glitter on them. So I will go ahead and do those ones first. So that's gonna be my thumb and my pinky. And that. I got that scooped. What's up, bud?
After your video, can we go on a walk?
Sure.
But do you know where? Can we go walk?
Go on. No. And then I see something in my clear, so I'm gonna grab that out real quick. Okay, so there's my thumb, and then we will get my pinky. So there's the pinky. Let me dip it. And then I'm going to dip it again just because it looks like it's got a little bit of extra moisture on it. And we're done with the clear. And so now we've got the 3 that have glitter. And so that's for my Double D glitter clear. So I'm going to grab a paper towel. So we're gonna go ahead and put our base coat on. And I'm just gonna wipe it on the paper towel. Since it has glitter, I'm trying to make sure I don't contaminate my base coat with glitter. So there's that, and we'll toothpick it or orange stick it. Trying to make sure I get the glitter out of my brush. And there's a hair sticking off the end. And then we got a pointer finger. And I see a couple pieces of glitter in my brush, so we're going to try to get those out before we put it away. So we'll do that. All right, so we are done with the powder part. So next we are gonna give this a minute and we're gonna brush it off. And then we're gonna activate it and I will show you how we file it. So we're done with the base. We're just gonna kind of brush this off a little bit. We'll clean up our space. Take a look. My gut milk has some sparkles in it, so we're just gonna set that to the side for now. just gonna shake this off here real quick. Alrighty, so we're gonna go ahead and brush this off. Now, I like to use something a little bit harder than this soft brush for this step. So I'm gonna grab my nail brush, which is just something I got from the dollar store. And so it's a little bit firmer. Just give it a good brush. And it just gets any excess off. Because we're gonna go in with our Solidify or the Activator next, which is gonna make all the layers that we just did hard. And so we just wanna get off any extra that isn't needed. But that's why we also gave it a minute to kind of dry before we did the brushing part. Okay, and you wanna get underneath. Okay. So we're gonna come in. This is another brand that I like, which is the S&S brand. This is the Dry Seal or the Solidify or the Activator, whatever you wanna call it. So we're gonna go ahead and go in with this and just give it a nice cup layer. And this is what makes everything hard. And then we'll give this a minute to dry, and then we will start filing. Now for the filing, you can use like a nail file, like what you would find at the nail salon, or you can hand file. I'm gonna show hand filing. And for the hand filing, I'm gonna use this file. You can buy these on Amazon. They have 180 grit on one side and 240 grit on the other side. I also like these files that I get from Sally's. Sally's right now are closed. I think you can get them online. I like these ones. They're the 220 grit and the 320 grit. Another thing you can get, there's a nail supply store called Top Nail Supply. It's in Garland, I want to say. And you can get these there for like 20 cents each. These are really good, and it's a local nail supply store. These are really good as well. I use those ones a lot. But I was going to go ahead and just show you these since you can get them on Amazon. And since they're easy to get, it's something that you can go ahead and get now since you can use them at home. So it's been a minute, so we're going to go ahead and get started on filing. So what we're looking at the thumb, you're going to want to get, like, there's this ridge right here. You're going to want to make sure you get the edges. Anything that's going to snag, you want to get. There's rough edges here. You're going to want to make sure you get your edges on the free edges. You're going to want to make sure you get these edges underneath. You're going to feel, and you'll know what to get by the feel. So we're just going to go ahead and get started on that. So we're going to start like right here and just make sure you get your sides. And it doesn't take too much because of the powders. It doesn't take much at all. It's really just dependent on the liquids and how you applied them. So like this ridge that was there that I showed you is already gone. we're going to go ahead and make sure the edge is straight how we want it. We're going to double check this on the sides. You just feel it. For the top, you can just do a quick brush across the top. You want to just make sure you get along the cuticle line. You don't have to do much filing at all with the double dip powders. And you're just feeling for anything rough, bumpy, and you're not going to find much with the double dipped. One thing with the finer nail files is that it's more like a buff, which is good. So I do like to go in with the finer one and just buff it up, because you don't actually have to file it. So that's like the final touch. See, and that's perfect. So we'll go on to the next one. And you're filing on top of the clear, so you're not damaging the glitter. You want to get along the cuticle line. Make sure your edge is good. It's really that simple. See, everything's good. Got a little bit of rough right there. Okay, now this one is pure glitter, so what we're gonna do is go in with, now it does have a coat of clear, so we're just gonna do the edge, and there's nothing bumpy on it. So we're just gonna touch base. There's not even anything on there to file down. That one's already perfect. Double check the edges. We're already good. Double check these edges. We're good there. This one's flat edge is a little bit wonky. And that was just mostly the shape. All right, and that's that. So that's that for filing. So at this point, what you would do is rinse your hands with water, no soap, or you can take an alcohol wipe, which is what I'll do now. So we'll set these to the side. So we'll just take an alcohol wipe, and we'll just wipe those down. So I'll just take that, and this will work in place of water. So we'll let that dry real quick. Look at that. Now the dry coat, or the top coat, is what is gonna make this manicure just pop. That's gonna be gorgeous. Okay, so we've got that. So we're gonna let that dry, and then we'll put another coat of activator on. Because since we filed down on the activator, we need to put another coat of activator on. So we will go ahead and do that. And then after this activator dries, we will put the top coat on, and then after that we follow up with cuticle oil, and then this manicure is done. Let that dry for a minute. And then the top coat that I'm going to use is the Triple Vitamin. It was the same as the Triple Vitamin base coat that I used. I just didn't use the Triple Vitamin activator. I found a little rough spot on my pinky. So we'll just clean that little spot up. Alright, so after that dries, what you want to do is take a lint-free towel or paper towel and just kind of rub the activator in. It kind of makes sure it spreads it out. Now, I've heard with some of the different brands, they suggest wiping down with the alcohol after the final activator. I'm just gonna give that a try. I haven't done that, but some people swear by it. I'm gonna give it a try just in case. All right, so we'll go ahead and go in with our top coat. Now it's very important with your top coat that you do 2 coats. You do the first coat quick, like a 2 brush per nail. Do not go over the same brush stroke per nail on the first coat. The second coat is more detailed. You do all 5 nails first, and then the second coat you come back and be more detailed. And timing's kind of important. And then make sure, once again, you do not touch the cuticle lines. You want to brush onto a paper towel so you don't contaminate your top coat. And there are some top coats that get finicky with the activator that was on your finger, and that's why you want to try to wipe it off. Wipe off the brush, because they can make your, there's been times where you can make your brush hard, which can get annoying, or you can accidentally contaminate your top coat and it'll get goopy. And so you just want to take care with your top coat and make sure you do your best to not contaminate it, because it's a waste of money if you accidentally do. And I did it one of the first times when I was doing my nails, because I just didn't know. So there I did all 5 nails, and I'm going to give it a minute, and you kind of can start to see where it kind of looks like it's drying. It kind of shrivels up a little bit. And that's kind of when you know you can go in. And then when you go in with your second coat, you can be more meticulous and make sure you get each nail, you know, more covered. And that's when you want to cap. Make sure you get your edges capped, and that's going to help your manicure last longer on your edges. So go in and just make sure we get everything covered, and then see if I can show you capping the edges. It's where you make sure to get all of the edge covered. There we go. Alright, so while I finish this, I've got a couple of companies that are my favorites for powders. I really enjoy Double Dipped and Sparkle & Company and All Powdered Up. I have a referral code for Double Dipped, and I will include that in the comments or description of the video. And if you use that, it will get you 15% off your first purchase, which is a nice discount. And Double Dip does not have liquids, so they do not have a starter kit per se. I do like Sparkle & Company. They do have a couple of starter kits, and I love their colors. They've got gorgeous, gorgeous colors in their powders. They do have a couple of starter kits that are fantastic. For that one, you would use a referral name, my name, Jewel Barnett, in the comment section at checkout, and that will get you, the purchaser, a credit of $9 at a future purchase, usually in about 3 weeks. And then All Powdered Up, I don't know if I have a referral code for that one. I think I do. I'll double check and put that in the comments as well. But that should get you a discount if you want to take a look at their colors. But I wanted to show you how easy it is to do your own nails. Take a look. So we just did that together. Now, once this is dry, we follow up with cuticle oil. There's a company I like, a couple companies, but Manny Chic Nails is a company I really enjoy. I have a bunch of their flavors or scents. This is one of their 3 milliliters. This is apple mango. But once this is dry, what you do, as with any manicure, is you follow up by putting your cuticle oil on and then massaging it. And so I'll do that as soon as I'm fully confident that these are dry. And then I will take a picture of these and post them onto the website. Thanks guys for sticking around with me while I did this. I hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions, go ahead and post them in the comments.